I got Caleb on the text telling me I'm next up. At the party, crazy wavy, while we make the next one. Right up on your TV screen, looking clean as fuck. ESPN on the email already inviting me to the next one. You saw me at the ESPYs, should've worn my fresh leaves, but that's okay. The soccer bitches told me I look sexy. Oh yeah, Lord, I'm fucking out here. And fuck these other guys and feel like, oh yeah, yeah. Look at this shit that I'm on. I got these bitches, they calling my phone. Come through my crib and like phone when I'm on. We get it on, get off, then gone. I'm on right now, and it's us right now. So I'm lit up the lick in the cup right now. In the back of the club with the stars and the sluts in the cut right now. Like wow, goddamn. Got goals, got plans, got hoes, got fans. God knows I am doing everything everyone said I can. And Twizzy done hit me like we in the city, let's get it.
Hey guys, welcome to the video. I hope everyone is staying safe.
Dude, why are you always without your t-shirt? Please wear something.
Big up all the Dragon Ball Z fans. If you're enjoying and learning something from these videos, do support to the channel by subscribing and share it with your friends. It will highly boost my morale so that I can make better content for you guys. So starting off, you may already encounter stuff like this in your Instagram feed or YouTube videos, and you might wonder, how are these people able to achieve stuff like this? And what if I tell you, you can also achieve this with proper knowledge and of course spending time. So make sure you watch this video till end so you know how and where you can start your journey. The movements that you saw are very advanced skills in calisthenics, and people spend years achieving them. First, we have to understand what is calisthenics. At a core level, calisthenics is using your own body weight as resistance to improve your strength and physique. That is, you need not depend on external weights or machinery, and you don't need a subscription to a gym, and wherever you go, your gym is with you. Especially due to the pandemic, all the gyms and public parks are closed. So what's a better time than starting your calisthenics journey right now? Diving into the basics of calisthenics, there are very few movement patterns like push-ups, pull-ups, dips, squats and hollow bodies, which you might be doing on a regular basis, but modern calisthenics has evolved so much that there are new moves coming up every now and then, and people are getting ridiculously strong. So there are many types and different ways in which people practice calisthenics. There is freestyle, there is statics, there is dynamics, there is sets and reps. Some people like doing weighted calisthenics, and there is a new form of calisthenics these days which involves pure strength with legs, and which is pretty ridiculous in my opinion. So depending on you, you can select which part, or you can almost do everything at once, but it's not suggestible. To excel at any of these, you need good foundation. Just like to construct a solid building, you need good pillars. Push-ups, pull-ups, squats, hollow bodies, these are your pillars, and you can start them right away, right now, and build a good foundation for yourself. Now I'll tell you 5 reasons why you should give calisthenics a try. First things first, calisthenics is functional training, and it involves compound movements. So you need to understand what is functional training. Functional training is a classification of exercises which involve training the body for the activities performed in daily life. That means if you're doing a desk job, you should feel better sitting for more time on the desk. That is functional training. The day-to-day thing should be easier for you. You should move better. And calisthenics will train all those muscles which you need in your day-to-day life to be more fit and more active. So you need to understand what are compound movements. Compound movements are exercises which involve more than one muscles at a time. So you are targeting more than one muscle in a single exercise. The huge advantage of calisthenics is all the exercises which you do in calisthenics are compound movements. There are very few, and if you really want to isolate, there are few exercises, but most of the exercises are compound movements. So to get it straight, more compound movements is directly proportional to more calories burned. So calisthenics is a better option if you are focusing in losing weight too. Number 2, it's convenient and you need less equipment. Calisthenics can be done anywhere, literally anywhere. You can do it in your room, you can do it in a public park, you can Even go to the gym and do calisthenics. You just need a pull-up bar. If you can set up in your house, then you're good to go. Number 3, more core involvement. Before understanding how your core is involved more in calisthenics, you need to understand 2 things: OKC and CKC. OKC is open kinetic chain and CKC is closed kinetic chain. Let me explain. While performing an OKC exercise, your body stays still while your limb moves. An example would be bicep curl. In contrast, while performing a CKC exercise, your limb stays still while your body moves. An example would be a pull-up. Because your hands don't move, your whole body goes up and down. The more easily digestible explanation would be, OKC muscles only target a specific muscle so that your body doesn't need to work as a unit. Whereas in CKC, your whole body needs to work as a unit. Like imagine you're doing handstand push-ups. You need your core involved at all times possible. So in every exercise in calisthenics, your core is doing a lot of work. So you need not train separately for core, and you will get a strong core which will in turn carry over to your regular life where you can sit longer in your desk job. Number 4, greater strength carryover. Let me explain. So consider this study done in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research. They took 17 men and randomly assigned them to one of 2 groups: a weightlifting only group and a weightlifting plus plyometric bodyweight exercises group. To be more specific, the first group trained the bench press and squat, while the second group trained those along with plyometric push-ups and jump squats. So the second group had calisthenics and the first group did not have calisthenics in their routine. They trained 3 days per week for 8 weeks, and at the end of the study, what the results have shown was very interesting. The group which involved calisthenics had a greater carryover in strength of 11.6% to 7% in bench press and as well as 2% in squat, which is not much. This corroborates my point that calisthenics has a greater strength carryover in upper body training, but not as much as lower body, because weighted squats really do help increasing your leg strength. There is no denying that. But for upper body strength, calisthenics is a great way for increasing your strength. Coming up to the last point, which is the 5th point. This is the most important and the game-changing point in calisthenics. That is, calisthenics is a beautiful journey. Today's beauty standards are off the roof. Even if you get your desired physique, you still want to look better and bigger than how you currently look. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but chasing this unattainable dream of yours of having that perfect body like your favorite bodybuilder or an actor will only lead you to dissatisfaction. The sad truth is that they won't tell you the amount of anabolics and PEDs they use to get there. Please don't get me wrong, that's their profession and they work their ass off to get there. So you don't have any right to judge them. But for an average man, chasing this isn't ideal. Whereas in calisthenics, there is no cheating and there are no shortcuts. And no one can point you out or deny your hard work, because everyone knows that to reach that level of strength, you need to put the work in. And you can get a great physique with calisthenics only. So why not give it a try? For me, calisthenics is more like a game. You work so hard for months and years to get a skill down or get it done. And finally, after you get it, the amount of satisfaction and fulfillment is not compared to anything in this world. Trust me. I talked so much about the good side of calisthenics. Let's hear some cons. The number 1 disadvantage of calisthenics is you can't see your progress going faster. It goes so slow. You'll be so bored in the process and you'll be stuck at one point where you'll be like, what, I'm not improving at all, and you can't see further changes at all. But be patient and stick with the routine you're doing, and I promise one day you will be able to achieve what you're planning on. Unlike weightlifting or bodybuilding, you can see increase in the sets and reps or the weights you're doing, but whereas in calisthenics you can't do that. You have to work on a progression where you might be stuck for a long time, but keep the work in and the discipline, and I'm sure you will reach your goals. The number 2 disadvantage is working on mobility. I personally hate doing mobility routines, but the sad truth is you have to work on your mobility, because calisthenics demands a lot of overhead mobility and hip mobility for movements like handstands and planche, so you need to work on mobility too. Number 3, and the disadvantage I've faced the most, is calisthenics is really overwhelming. When I started my calisthenics journey, I was really excited for all these advanced movements like planche, all the freestyle movements. This is generally common in every sport or in every field and in general in life too. It's called shiny object syndrome. What that means is, whatever is shiny to you, like whichever thing is more attractive and fun to do, your brain will tell you to do that. That is common, and that isn't a bad thing because you want to try different things in life. But keeping on track on what you want to achieve will only lead to results. Mainly in calisthenics, that is through statics, you need to be trusting on yourself. Number 4, and this is a little controversial, but that is short people and people who have less body weight have more advantage in calisthenics than the heavier and tall guys, because the lighter you are, it's easy to control your body because you're less heavy. Simple physics. There are people who are really heavy and look huge but still are able to do advanced movements, so there are no excuses. But all these drawbacks are what make calisthenics more fun and challenging to do. I know everything feels hard and out of reach when you start, but at some point of the journey you will have this little hope that you are getting better, and you will not try to give up until you reach that goal. And that feeling of not giving up has the power to change the whole outlook of your life. Trust me, it changed my perspective of how I see things, and it will change yours too, hopefully. I recently again started my back lever journey. Although it takes time, I know I'll achieve it someday, and I'm not rushing it this time. And I'm happy with the skills that I've learned this year, like the muzzle up, handstands and explosive push-ups. And one last thing to tell you before you leave. I know it's hard to start and it takes time, but everyone starts at the bottom, right? So keep grinding and keep working no matter what, because your potential cannot be tied to your thoughts. These thoughts that tell you to take it easy and why start this whole thing, it takes time. These thoughts aren't you. You are a limitless being, and I know you can achieve whatever you put your mind and heart to. That's what calisthenics have taught me, and I hope it will teach you great lessons in life. On that note, I'm ending this video, and if you have any doubts or queries, you can DM me in my Instagram and suggest me what next video you want to see. And if you're liking the content and if you think you're learning some values or lessons from these videos, make sure you subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you. Take care. Peace.